First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Dallas Cowboys and the Detroit Lions. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. On first down, Stanley, and incomplete to open things up. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in the air, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stanley. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Throwing on first down. Stanley. Room to run past midfield. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Operating from the gun, Stanley. And he's got his man to the comebacker. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, it's just been an aerial attack all the way downfield, and they're putting it to the defense in a big way right now. What do you think, partner? Do you now run the football? Because they're in a pretty good spot already at the outer edges of the field goal.
But, like you always tell me, you're still far enough away from the end zone that a pass could be a good option here, too.
You know, we always talk about running the ball until people take it away from you. I don't see any reason to stop throwing it until they take it away from you as well.
Well, the early returns here on the opening drive, though, solid. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. That 2nd down run a big help as 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now. From the gun, Stanley. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
To throw on second down, Stanley. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Operating from the gun, Stanley. Trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2 yard line. They just wanted enough space to punt the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down.
Hurry up, here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. Trying to escape the shadow of their goalpost. That helped. 10 yards, first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Back to throw now on first down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Here we go now.
They'll look to throw here. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. That'll go as a loss of 5. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. To throw here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On second down, Elliott. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
To throw on third down, Stanley. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll get this one up to the 26. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Connects it to Roberts, right side. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 3rd and 6 here to start things out.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll drop to throw. They'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Fielded just inside the 20. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. The give is to Elliott. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13. From the gun, Stanley. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. Looking to throw. Stanley. And bulldozing his way through. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. 23 yards on the play.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Operating from the gun, Stanley. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Looking to throw on second down. Stanley, and the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. 2 incompletions haven't moved him any closer. And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on third and goal here.
Back down to that Philly. Here we go. Gone, 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 gone.
From the gun, Stanley. Toward the pylon, caught. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Here we go now. 3-19.
And they'll go on the ground. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Blue landed.
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Here we go now. Green
from the shotgun. He'll look to throw. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. This guy is in a zone. Remember, he had a sack hat trick last week. That got an NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Another one right here.
I love how you phrase that, in the zone, because I'm a firm believer that like a running back, like a quarterback, when guys get hot and get locked in, the same thing happens for guys getting sacks. Their moves are working, and they're getting home and putting guys on the ground.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Looking to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play on 3rd down for the Lions. 43 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 30.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Completes this to Callaway over on the right side. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Set. Green, 39.
Now they'll run on the draw. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Gone, 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 gone.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this.
Gone, 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 gone. Here we go now.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And his throw here's incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Set. Green, 39. Green, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the kick by Butker is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points, not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A dump off to Elliott. A good pickup there at 22.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. to throw on second down. Stanley. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Sean Robinson in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. The Cowboys on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. Off the play fake. Stanley. Now he'll let it go deep over the middle. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. He'll look to throw.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now back to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now. Standing just outside his own goal line. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And it's fielded at the 34. Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. 14 seconds, all that's left of this first half as they come up on first down. On 1st and 10, Stanley. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
After the penalty, it's Elliott. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout. And they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And his kick is right there. It's good. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Hey, four down. All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll set up a throw. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
we
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Stanley. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stanley. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Watch it now, Barney.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Back to throw. Stanley. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6.
Watch it now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Lions. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Patriot! Hurry up, here we go! Blue line!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90! Gun!
He'll drop to throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Returnable here from the 38. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Cowboys are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And out now come the Cowboys. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Detroit!
Looking to throw on second down. Stanley throwing the out route incomplete. That's Howard. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stanley. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that
first.
wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
They go play action here on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
Leopard! Detroit!
Throwing again. Stanley. Wide open receiver complete. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a 1st down.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well.
A well-thrown ball?
Exactly right. You have a guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Stanley. He's got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. In for the score. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And Detroit getting set to go now. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll be third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Well, I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. They'll look to throw. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
From the gun, Stanley. And he fires one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. Powering his way forward. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. Suddenly, it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal. They'll come out in the pistol. He'll get it up the middle, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild.
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. Butker now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a two-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's second and 20.
Lucky 56.
Operating from the gun, Stanley. And this is incomplete.
See, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. The Cowboys on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be third and forever. From the gun, Stanley. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Fielded at the 33. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over first and 10. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. And an alley to run. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
To throw. Eluding the pressure right. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. So from the 36 now, first and 10. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's second and 21. They'll set up to throw. And Callaway taking it in left side. Touchdown, Detroit! Antonio Callaway, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Lions have got it back to a one-score game. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And down inside the red zone at the 19-yard line.
When you kick off and you go downfield and get the ball back, that's what I call a great opportunity.
In a one-score game, I always circle, and you know this, but in my play-by-play sheet, I circle big plays. It could be turning points. This could be a turning point.
Did you put a second circle around this one? This is pretty big.
I put a star.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one is incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Now let's go. 319. 319.
Back to throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Trying to get it to Landry there, and it's 3rd down.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Oh, yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Set. 319. 319.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I don't think we'll have to look very hard to find our play of the game. That was an absolutely monstrous big play right there. Backs to the wall. The offense has it in the red zone, driving for the winning score. And he says, not on my watch. And that is one happy bunch on the sidelines.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Stanley. That's caught by Howard. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Stanley. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll look to throw here. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this one's incomplete. Kenny Galladay is intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
I can put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender. But you also have to give your own guy a chance, too.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
They're going to look to throw. And that will be incomplete as well.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. And Butker able to put this one through. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the 4th.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And he'll be taken down at the 18. He gets him moving forward again with an 8-yard run, but they'll still be left with 14 yards to go on 3rd. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Back to throw. Stanley. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. As they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This is brought in at the 21. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down. They'll drop the throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. looking to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with 4 seconds remaining. And the Cowboys turn that interception into a touchdown.
And that score in this time frame, that's like a big reveal at the end of a great movie, isn't it? Out of nowhere, almost, it appears, they get it done. How about that score?
Finishes like this is why we love sports. This is why we love the game of football.
So glad that we got to be here to watch this one.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. So some drama down to the very end of this ball game, Charles, on that final kickoff. They were hoping to break free, some sort of miracle play, but they couldn't do it.
They had a chance, and that was their only opportunity to try and bring it all the way back. As you noted, they weren't able to get that done, but at least they had the shot. What a tremendous game to be this close and this well contested.
So for Dallas, they continue to keep pace for that first-round bye as they move to 11-1. And they'll have another road date next week with the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Lions, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
When you're 30,000 feet up, what you think of? Oh, I hated knowing that my thoughts would turn to dream, cause I never knew